Hello and welcome to Butterfly Journeys Midlife Adventures, where we share real stories of travel, transformation and new beginnings. I'm your host, Joanna Filmer, and I want you to know that midlife is our time to step beyond expectations and to use travel or even a relocation as a powerful tool for rediscovery and reinvention.
Hey, soul
Let's
sister,
go.
I heard you made another man cry.
This was a year that I couldn't have planned. At the beginning of 2025, I didn't know where I would go and I didn't know what I would become. I certainly didn't know the challenges that I would face this year, and there have been quite a lot. I also didn't know where I was going to end up. I had no plans to come to Margaret River, and yet this is where my path has taken me, and I'm very happy to be here. I've had many highs, but I've also had many lows. And there were moments when I really didn't know where I was going and I felt quite unsteady. But what did come through again and again was this. I showed up for myself when I needed to, even when I didn't know where I was going and even when I didn't have that clarity yet. And what I've learned over the past 24 months of this journey, for sure, is that a lot of that showing up for myself came through movement and through my experiences of travelling. Midlife has a way of asking you to return to yourself, not in a dramatic way, more like a kind of quiet pulling back into yourself. It asks you to let go of the things that you once thought were really certain or the things that you required, and to begin letting go of the roles that you've been performing for a long time. And that's what this year has been for me, stepping out of some roles, stepping into new ones, and spending a lot more time listening to myself where I could. I can feel that something has shifted. I'm calmer, not perfect, and I'm certainly not zen, but I'm calmer with people. I let things go more easily. I don't care as much what people think of me. I don't expect anything from anyone. Research into adult development tells us that this kind of identity shifting and settling and questioning often happens in midlife, and that it's linked to well-being. Not because we finally have answers, but because we stop needing to chase them. And I think it's less about knowing who you are and more about being comfortable being who you are becoming. Travel has always been my greatest teacher, since I was young and even more so in midlife. Because now I have the experience and the wisdom to slow down, to observe more, to notice what's happening inside of me as much as what's going on around me. I've always been drawn to experiences that stretch me just slightly beyond comfort, meeting people, trying languages, being in places I don't know, travelling on my own. There's research that says immersive travel helps us become more flexible in how we think and feel. That it builds emotional resilience, and that it helps us hold complexity without fear. But honestly, it's the lived experience that teaches you that. When you're somewhere unfamiliar, you have to stay open. You learn to observe before judging. You learn to trust yourself in motion. And that curiosity doesn't stay on the road. That's what comes home with you. One of the quiet victories for myself this year has been doing things that I've never done before. Learning how to podcast and edit, writing publicly and sharing my thoughts and opinions, learning new platforms and sitting with imposter syndrome. Not because I'm trying to prove anything, but because I'm staying curious. My mind genuinely gets excited when I'm learning something new. Even when it's tired, even when I feel out of my depth. Neuroscience tells us that learning new skills in midlife helps create new pathways in the brain. It keeps the brain adaptable and strong. But for me, it's less about the science and more about how it feels. Every time I've pushed myself, every time I've met that deadline, when I've pressed record, even when I feel really uncomfortable with it, and I've showed up for the podcast even when my confidence wasn't there yet. The confidence didn't come first, it's grown slowly through doing. And now I know that learning like this applies to everything. Another big part of this year has been creating spaces without knowing exactly what they would become. A Facebook group, a podcast, a blog, new friendships. Sharing space with women who talk about courage, midlife change, travel, and what it looks like when you finally step forward for yourself. The conversations and the friendships that have come from this have been an absolute gift. Psychology tells us that the sense of community is one of the strongest predictors of well-being in midlife and beyond. And I see that all around me every day, especially when women connect with others who understand the journey, who are in it or have been through it and are standing on the other side. There's something reassuring about that kind of shared knowing. I think I started this year with a simple attitude. Let's just see what happens. I'll try my best, I'll give it my best shot. And so I wrote because I needed to, and that was cathartic. I recorded because I was curious. I learned because staying open matters to me. What's come back is this quiet sense of alignment. It's reminded me that curiosity is one of my superpowers, that it keeps us alive, it keeps us young, and it keeps us connected. And that authority doesn't come from knowing everything. It comes from willing to begin, to take that first step. That's what this year has shown me, and that's what I'm going to be carrying forward into 2026. How about you? What are you going to be carrying forward that you've learned about yourself this year?